So I would say actually that the driving experience of the standard range is probably the nicest just because the wheels are doing less in the front. Hello folks, we're back on the road again. Tonight, we are going to find the elusive and rare Tesla Model Y standard range. We are going to compare the sound system, we are going to compare the acceleration and things like that, and we're just going to give you an idea of what the difference is. Now, as far as I know, this is no longer offered on the Tesla website, but it may still be offered as an off-menu item. I personally was surprised that they even released this car because Elon tweeted at one point that he was not going to release an electric car that had less than 250 miles of range, stating that it was insufficient for an electric vehicle to get around, which I agree with. However, they released it anyways for about a 2-week period. People placed orders and now it's off the website. So today we're going to be able to compare it to the 2020 long-range Model Y, see what the differences are in acceleration, sound, and any other luxuries that have been left out in the interest of reducing cost. So that's where I'm on my way to right now to meet the owner. I hope you enjoy the video. If you haven't seen my 2020 versus 2021 Tesla Model Y comparison, check that out. I'll have that linked at the top of your screen right now.
Need cock? We've got all cock.
So I'm here with Colton. This is my car. This is his car. From the outside, you can't tell that there's any difference at all, but the difference is in the battery and then small differences after that. As any good Tesla video on YouTube, we have to start talking about panel gaps, paint problems, misalignments. That's the best thing to talk about when it comes to talking about a Tesla. So let's jump into... As a thank you to Colton for letting me review his Model Y standard range, I've gifted him these 3 products from Hydra Silex. Use code GJEEBSMAY to save 25% off your entire order. The ceramic glass cleaner, the interior cleaner, and ceramic waterless wash are amazing for keeping your Tesla or any car clean for that matter, but especially the ceramic glass cleaner for all the glass that Tesla has. Thank you, Hydra Silex. It's actually interesting. From the front of these cars, I have never really noticed much of a paint issue, but the weird lighting in the Phoenix area today is really highlighting the paint issues. So if you look at the fronts of our cars, not a huge difference in paint quality. You can see a slight difference moving from the hood to the actual plastic, but the real difference that I'm noticing in this light is the rear bumper. Now, I will just touch on this stuff briefly. I know we've covered it a million times, but it drives me nuts that they still haven't fixed these quality issues. So you can see there's definitely, this is more of a cream color here, and then there's more of the pearl white that it should be on the Model Ys. Hello. What's
up there? Let somebody move.
Yeah, there was definitely no gate up.
Don't come up here.
Oh, I didn't know that's what that meant. Usually a full gate means don't come up here. So we'll just go to the next level down then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so security just removed us from this because we're vandalizing the place, I guess. So we're gonna go down to the bottom half of the garage and finish the video. I don't know, there's band practice or something?
Oh, same.
Right, so if we're up here, that's a problem. Yeah. Quick drag test in the parking garage. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I was in park. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
That's significant.
A little, yeah, a little bit. I didn't think it was that bad though.
It was like, yeah, it was at least 1 car length.
Yeah, which is not that bad.
Yeah, no, but right off the
it's off of the gun. That's when the biggest difference is.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
we hit it at the same time.
Yeah.
So yours has 0 hesitation.
Yeah, and then the performance is even crazier than that. So we had to relocate. We got kicked out by security. Nothing we can do. Had to respect the game. We're gonna briefly touch on the abnormalities of both of the cars. Again, I don't like to delve into this. I'm just trying to give you consumer advice, and it is still frustrating that these are expensive cars and the paint is different, especially in this lighting, like we're both really noticing it on our back bumpers. The interesting thing is on my front bumper, I have a 2020, my front bumper paint looks fine. His front bumper paint has like a yellowish, like a cream hue to it.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that, especially considering his is a newer model. It just came out. I hope the camera's picking it up, but you should be able to see here, this paint all looks good. This paint has that cream hue to it. It looks like it's dusty or dirty or something like that. Now, you did have your doors realigned.
Yes.
There were some issues with the doors. This looks This looks better.
Yeah.
This looks okay.
This one looks all right. Like, it's still not perfect, but I don't think it's supposed to be perfect.
Yeah.
But originally it was about right there, I would say. Like, maybe like right there.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, this panel gap, which they completely replaced the entire trunk.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. This gap was about that big. Like, I could stick my fingers in it and reach in. Yeah.
Yeah, so they addressed that. They replaced the trunk. They've done well here. Now we move on to your front door, which right here looks fine.
Yep.
The issue comes when you move to this part of the door. It's indented this way, and there's a pretty significant gap. Now, a lot of times I've noticed when Tesla does fixes from the service center, they will, if anything, indent so that way the airflow is not interrupted as it goes down the side of the car.
But yours is slight.
Right, it's slight.
Like, you can tell, like, if you look at it right here, you can really see the difference. It's obvious.
Yeah, it's a significant difference, and it's very weird that they can't get this figured out. Now, also, your hood is perfectly aligned.
Yep.
Mine, even after taking it into service, still has this little indentation right here. The other interesting thing is that I've listened to your comments. I've read them all saying you just need to adjust the rubber grommets on the underside of it. I've tried, and it's not making the adjustments that I need it to sit flush. So I will continue to work on it, and I am going to take it into service one more time because one of my back right tire keeps getting low on air pressure. As you guys know, we already replaced that, still having issues with it. Also, this being a 2021 model, it doesn't have the refreshed center console in it. Still has the piano black, which is interesting. Some of the 2021 models have it, some don't. Again, just another weird inconsistency.
I'm not sure any of the standard range ones got it.
Oh, okay.
I think this was like kind of an afterthought.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's just
you know what I mean?
Whatever they had left in the parts bin.
Because I did notice when you were backing up, your car doesn't make that noise.
Yeah, it doesn't have the ghost sound.
Ours, and then, so these do, and then does yours make a noise when it drives forward?
Not really.
Have you noticed these ones do?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so it actually has a forward noise as well.
Yeah, I know they implemented that law because I guess electric cars don't make enough of a sound. Some other cars with like stock mufflers don't really make sounds. It does sound unique. It's kind of whatever, but I agree. It's weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah. But other than that, you love the car.
Love this car.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, there is the Mustang Mach-E, which I will be doing a review of soon. It's just not, you don't have the charging network. It's not as easy. You can't just go up to a charger and plug in and like when we go to superchargers, we plug in and it charges your card and you sit in there and that's it.
Yeah.
There's no issues.
Nope.
Now all these other third party and Electrify America, it's all great that we're moving toward electricity. However, there's so many flaws, it's not as simple.
Right.
And that's where Tesla still has that huge advantage. That's just part of the simplicity, again, making a jump to an electric vehicle. You know, it's already enough the range anxiety.
Dude, do you smoke?
Range anxiety. But then having to go to a charger, is the charger going to work? I've never had an issue with any supercharger.
Right.
So that's a consistency that Tesla has that no other EV company has right now.
Super simple too.
Yeah.
Super simple, super efficient, and cheap.
Yes. The other thing we talked about is he previously had a BMW before this. I still have my M2. It's interesting, we were both talking about anytime you go to BMW service, they are more than willing to help you.
Yep.
If it's an oil, if it's the simplest thing, do you need a loaner? Yes, I need a loaner. They hand you the keys right away.
Yeah, or it's waiting for you.
Right. They're more than willing to help, and that's what Tesla needs to strive for. They're pricing these as luxury cars, and that's how the service needs to be lined up as well.
Exactly.
We just got done doing a sound test in the car. Now, my understanding was this comes with 12 speakers and no sub. We're not actually totally sure, and we just played Enter the Sandman. We just played the exact same song, the first minute and a half of the song in this car, in the standard, and then in the long range. The difference is minimal.
Very minimal, yeah.
It's like the bass gives you like, we described as a little more round.
Yeah.
Of the sound.
It's definitely a little bit like more immersive, it almost feels like. Now that I think about it, I feel like in your car it was definitely, it felt more like refined, and then mine it's loud. Yeah, and it sounds good. And
it's still sharp,
but it might just either need adjusting or it's just a different sound system that they're putting in it.
And I guess what we're trying to say is, you're not going to get in one and be blown away by the other sound system.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't tell the difference.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
So that's not a huge thing to worry about. Now, one thing I did forget to point out when we were talking about the issues with the car from the factory is this cut in the ceiling that you can see right here. It's almost frayed. It's almost like if a cactus brushed up against your pants and made it fray. They said they're not really going to do anything about that, or
Yeah.
what's the...
This wasn't here when I bought the car, so this happened at a service appointment. So whenever I went to go get the door fixed, I picked it up and it was like that.
Yeah.
And I took pictures, the service guy took a picture of it and everything, and now they're just saying it's ineligible. So
Yeah, which is just...
I'm not really sure what to do. And it's I mean, you could clean it too, but like you probably can't tell with the light, but there's like it was actually way worse. It was brown. Like it looked like somebody like took their dirty grease hand and just like went like that and then put it all over the visor too.
Yeah, the camera, I can't tell if it's picking it up or not, but there's a lot. I just don't understand. These cars don't even have oil. Why are their hands so dirty?
I have no
Where's this
idea.
coming from? No. So it's interesting that consistent problems that they just can't seem to eliminate along the way. Interiors of these cars, they're spec'd the same. They look exactly the same. On my interior, again, I just have the plastic covers over these center consoles, so that's why mine is white. I also have the matte black option, which I actually like that better than the white option. But I'm just showing off the white for now, and then we'll switch it back eventually. The interior, that's the one nice thing, is even though this is the standard range, you still get the same interior, whether you're getting a performance, a long range, standard range. It all feels and looks the same.
As you can see here, the energy level, I'm actually at about 88% battery,
Okay.
and I have 199 miles left.
Yeah.
So it's at 100%, it charges to 240 miles.
Yep.
But right now, I think your car has more, and it's at what, like...
My range when I bought it was 316 miles.
Okay.
I think this is 244. So yeah, you're right. If like a 70% charge might be max on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But again, your use for this car, I assume you don't have a huge commute.
No, I work from home.
Okay, so you're working from home right now. You're just using this to run around locally in Phoenix.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That actually just changed. Today was like the first day I was working from home. And
Okay.
It was weird not driving.
Yeah.
But normally, like before, I was driving about 30 miles a day, and I would end up at the supercharger like 1 to 2 times a week because there's 2 Teslas in my household, so we share one charger.
Yeah.
If I don't plug in at all at my house, I have to go to the supercharger at least twice a week.
Okay.
So, and that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
Considering I have to sit there for 30 to 40 minutes, or I mean, I could go leave or something. I have noticed it is very much like a city car.
And that's okay. Yeah, it would be helpful if you just came home, you could plug your car in and have a fresh battery every morning. And what charger do you have again at home?
I have the 110.
Okay, so that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But if I do charge every night on the regular, I don't have to go to the supercharger at all.
Yeah.
So because 30 miles per day is about how much it would charge overnight. I get home, plug it in, it charges fine. Yeah. If I don't at all, then supercharger is where I have to go.
So other than that, though, you're happy with the car.
Oh, I love the car.
Yeah, and that's what it falls into every time. And the reason I like to make these videos and unfortunately talk about some of the issues with the cars is I think a lot more people need to possibly deny delivery and say like, hey, we're not going to accept these problems anymore, or Tesla needs to stop and say, okay, we need to make these cars perfect, because now Ford, the Mustang's here.
Yeah.
The Rivion's coming. The competition is coming, and the Germans are building electric cars. Mercedes is releasing the EQS, I think it is.
Yep.
Audi has the e-tron. So those companies are going to be building perfect cars.
And VW and Hyundai's around the corner too.
Yep.
I'm sure Kia will have a Tesla of their own
Yes.
here shortly too. So
yeah, so all of these companies who have been building cars forever, they're going to catch up quick. They're going to get the range, and then Tesla's going to start to lose market share because you can't rely on them as getting the build quality perfect. So that's why I like to... That scared me. I didn't realize... Yeah, dude, I thought it was a ghost beside the car. So that's why I like to bring that up in these videos. It's not to continually complain. It's just in the hope that they are able to fix this for future owners.
it's kind of the obvious actually at this point, because I feel like every Tesla owner can kind of relate. Like, we love these, like, we wouldn't make videos about these cars if we didn't actually like love them.
Yeah, they drive very well.
Yeah, but there is like the obvious things to point out for people that are maybe looking to buy one.
Yep.
So I mean, I think that's pretty important. Other than that, I mean, it's got plenty of pickup for being a single engine.
Yes, as you guys saw by the little drag race we did in the parking garage. Yeah, the pickup, that's what I noticed. On the standard range models, the initial pickup is not as intense. Once you're moving,
it goes.
It is quick. It's like razor sharp.
Yeah.
So if you just need this for a city car, you're trying to save the extra money, that's going to be a great option for you. You're never going to be like, oh, it doesn't have enough power. Because the 5.30 to 60 time, like a WRX STI, which is considered a quick car, you would have to drive it extremely well. You'd have to hit the perfect shifts to get that time. So it's still fast, maybe not in Tesla world, but Tesla world is so much faster than everything else.
Exactly.
So
considering it's the slowest Tesla,
yeah,
it really is, even compared to the Model 3.
Is it the slowest?
It's the slowest.
Yeah.
I've noticed mostly when driving this car that the torque and speed is perfect off the jump. And then, like, let's say you're going 40 to 50 miles an hour, that's when the speed like really kicks in. But if you're on the freeway doing 65 and you need to go 85, it is definitely slower.
Okay.
So like my 3 Series, it was no joke. You could get up to speed super fast.
Yeah.
But I mean, this one, you can tell a huge difference.
And you notice, I'm noticing immediately, the steering weight is so light because it's not all-wheel drive.
Oh, really?
So that wheel feels so nice in my hands. It feels extra light. It feels more agile. That's something I did not expect is, you know, the all-wheel drive. This is rear-wheel drive. Yeah, that's the thing. The thing still rips.
Yeah,
like,
it's unreal.
Yeah, yeah, don't look at it like you're not going to get something that's fast. I wouldn't even worry about that. Yeah, this drives really nice because there's no all-wheel drive, so the front wheels just have to worry about turning the car and not powering the car. So I would say actually that the driving experience of the standard range is probably the nicest just because the wheels are doing less in the front. Feels lighter. So I really like that. We're dealing with all kinds of problems tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, we got kicked out of the parking garage. I will say the security guard,
He came back.
He came in hot.
He felt bad.
But
yeah, he came in super hot, masked up, ready to go. And then he came back, took his mask down and was like, listen, there's band practice up here later. He felt really bad.
He was like, listen, my wife just beat me for hours. And I'm not in a good mood. And I was like, look, I get it. So then we were cool. There's another Model Y there. There are dots?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll occasionally do that. Sometimes the battery's not warm enough.
Okay. This typically happens if I'm over like 85% battery.
Yes. Yeah.
So it'll really, really make a big difference, especially if it's at 100. I've only charged it to 100 one time so far. And it was probably like right there.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy, but it's good to know that like all of them do that.
I think it's because there's essentially not enough room for that energy to be coming back into the battery. Is why it does it. Or the battery's really cold, so it's not going to perform at its peak, and the regen's not going to go back. But yeah. So sorry about unfortunately it got dark really quick, but I'm happy I got to drive this thing just because I never would have expected the feel that the steering has in the car, just feeling light and nimble. It's a sweet car, even despite all of the issues. You love the cars, you drive them, and you end up forgetting about them in the end.
Other than the service issues that I've experienced, there's probably nothing else I can complain about really. You can go right. So my steering is actually in comfort right now.
Okay.
It's not even in standard, so maybe that's why. Here, try it in standard.
Okay.
Probably makes a difference. Does it feel heavier?
Yeah, it's definitely heavier.
Okay.
But it's still lighter. Is it left here? Keep going.
Left here, sorry.
It's still lighter than the all-wheel drive version, just because the wheels are doing less. So, yeah, the car feels great. Thank you guys for watching that video, sticking with me all the way through to the end. Driving the standard range was interesting. Like I said, the steering being much lighter because it's a rear-wheel drive car. The front wheels are doing much less. And then again, the car itself for the price is a pretty good deal. The problem is it doesn't seem that it's offered anymore, even as an off-menu item. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you if they do bring it back. If you're considering buying the standard range Model Y, hopefully this video has been helpful to you. Now, more importantly, new golf bag in play. Ping Hoofer light bag. This thing is sick. The clubs are looking good. We have a USAM qualifier in July. And if I don't make it through, I'm lighting this thing on fire. It's never my fault, it's the equipment's fault. Like the video if you're still with me, and I'll see you next time.